What would that be, do you reckon?
Fords.
Oh,
Fords Theatre.
right. Look at that in there.
Yeah.
Ah. We didn't go in there, did we? Huh? That's something else. It's another little house. That's another little house, is it?
It is, yeah. That's a Mayan Indian house, yeah, from Central America.
So
Yeah.
they're the, what's it, an Indian house?
Mayan Indians, yeah, yeah.
Mayan Indians.
Yeah, yeah.
Mayan Indian, that's
Yeah.
a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was only ever in here once, and I was actually down, I think there's a little pond down here.
There's no pond in here, but there's actually in the other house there's a pond.
Is that where it is? Yes. That's a complete jungle you have in here. But the hospitals are working with the force, you know, to get it through. Because it's up to you to take your own kid. I work with kids with autism,
Oh yeah, very good.
so it's they're all getting it in different ways. You know, it depends how you are on the spectrum, but it is all working. You know, so you need scientists quick to put that method together. It was over a scholar years ago. He just turned around and said that does that to their brains and blah blah. Well, he only done that because he wanted more birth. Do you know what I mean? I love history, I do, Matt, my friend.
Now, folks, we're nearly done. These are our orchid
Hey,
houses.
we're out here now.
3 houses are our orchids, and orchids are just really nice flowers. There's very little other use for orchids than just to look nice. So we're a little early in the season. So
That's the door. Yeah, so if you get
These
classified.
are nice tropical orchids. Do you know we even have orchids in Ireland? We have tiny little orchids grow out in places like the Burren and actually even in sand dunes anyway. But a lot of these orchids, they get their food in funny ways. A lot of them actually grow up on the side of a tree. They don't put their roots down in the ground at all. Sorry if I have my back to you, sorry. And I have my back to somebody. But so you can imagine in the wild, you'll see this little bits of bark sort of flying around. In the wild, some of these plants will actually be growing up on the side of the tree, and they don't put their roots out into the ground at all. You just hold them on, and they absorb food from the air. Do you see this one here? Look. That looks like it's an old dead thing that we shouldn't throw away. That's a living, it's on its own, yeah. Actually, it probably wouldn't die. Once it can absorb nutrients and water directly from the air, that's what it does. It just absorbs.
So what does this one does?
It just absorbs the food. Do you see it's not green? Most plants are green, aren't they? Because in every plant there's a chemical called chlorophyll.
What
that
does it
makes them
bring?
green.
What does it bring us for
What's
human
that?
being? What does it bring us for human being?
What does it bring for us?
Yeah.
Not much. It just, a lot of plants don't. They just, it's growing for its own right.
I thought it was cotton.
Yeah, no, it's not. So it's just a very unusual plant.
So you can't eat them, no?
No.
Right.
You can try.
That's right, it wouldn't be very nice. Look at these. These plants are some of my favourites in the gardens. There's slightly different ones over here. These are called the steppe. You got plants growing, and then there's little animals, like amphibians and frogs and things that will grow inside, live inside there as well. They don't ever come down on the ground. They just live there, spend their whole lives up in these things. And you wouldn't even know they were there. But I like showing it because we're always talking about recycling and reusing these days. And this plant is well ahead of us. This is reusing all the leaves and making its own compost, which is a nice idea. That's probably a nice place to stop, so I'm going to wrap up. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a whistle-stop tour. There's loads more to see, that bits we didn't get to, so come down and loads more to see. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you. I think the pond is in that one.
Flower coming out there. There's a flower coming out.
The pond and all there is in there. Yeah, it's where all the... Yeah, that's where the science work
This is a
over
different
there.
plant that's actually growing in the soil. So this fern and this plant are different.
Or just to put on top, but this is what it looks like.
Excuse me, sir. Were you saying...
Yeah.
So you can use it to cover something, yeah?
You could,
Yeah,
So
so
you
it's
used to make
growing out now.
Were you saying that has its ecosystem? Its own ecosystem?
and it will grow.
That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
No, it has its own ecosystem. So other birds come out and...
Those will die off and then new ones will come out underneath.
Yeah, that's
a bit like
amazing.
cabbage almost,
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Very much.
But
Very interesting.
Yeah.